Welcome to Coruzant Technologies, home of the Digital Executive Podcast.
Welcome to the Digital Executive. Today's guest is Hany Fam. Hany Fam is the CEO and founder of Markaaz and a transformational leader with a track record of building global platforms and businesses. He is an official member of the Forbes Business Council and a member of the World Economic Forum's Global Innovators. Hany is focused on creating positive and sustainable impact for small business owners through the world's first global platform to verify and connect small businesses and the network of partners that support them. Prior to founding Markaaz, Hany held global leadership roles in business transformation, value creation, and technology, gaining depth of experience in payments, B2B platforms, enterprise partnerships, and software as a service. He served as CEO of AXA Global Enterprise and Partnerships, founder and president of MasterCard Enterprise Partnerships, and president of MasterCard UK and Ireland markets. He also held roles in applied technology, including as the Chief Technology Officer of Toshiba International's heavy industrial business in Australasia. Under Hany's leadership, MasterCard Track was launched, the first and only global trading platform connecting every supplier and buyer on the planet to simplify and automate the exchange of payment and related data. Well, good afternoon, Hany. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure to be here.
Hany, you've got quite the background in tech, senior leadership as a division president at MasterCard, and now the founder and CEO for Markaaz. Could you share with our audience what drives you and what has contributed to your success?
So for me, Brian, I am a big believer in identifying structural inefficiency in the world, in different markets, in different industries, and identifying clever ways to affect those inefficiencies. And we give a name to that, which is converting spare capacity into net new equity, which we've done a couple of times. I've done a couple of times. It's a passion for me. So many companies out there have so much spare capacity. In this case, for Markaaz, we're so excited to be doing this for the small business sector, which, as you know, is the driving engine of the world's economy and the vast majority employer across the whole world.
That's awesome. I appreciate that and appreciate what you're doing with your organization. So let's talk about some of the challenges for small businesses. As you know, hopefully this pandemic will be out of here this year, but everybody globally has had to make these major pivots to adapt to the new normal. Maybe you could share with us what you're doing to help small businesses in this economy.
So, Brian, when we, and by the way, we've done multiple waves of research amid the pandemic with small businesses, and we consistently hear from them some key challenges that they continue to face that have been amplified as part of the pandemic. First of all, small businesses really focus on three key things. They focus on their customers, they focus on their suppliers, and they focus on their cash flow. Everything else is there to support that. And we brought together a series of solutions and services that address those pain points, touching on the two things that small businesses told us that challenge them the most. First of all, they're drowning in point-to-point solutions. What do I mean by that? These are individual solutions that are out there. On average, small businesses subscribe to 25 to 30 of these. None of them talk to each other. None of them connect. And on average, small businesses use a very small percentage of what these solutions can all do. That's point one. Point two is it's become even worse. It was bad before the pandemic. It's become even worse in the pandemic that small businesses need to keep verifying and credentialing themselves to get literally anything that they need and want. So if I pick on those 2 points, at Markaaz, we've started by doing something that's never been done before. We've created the world's first global directory of small businesses. There's about 300 million of these, and we have about a third of them already loaded in the directory. We'll have the rest of them loaded before the end of this year, and we're verifying and vetting them. And why is that important? It's important because as a small business thinks about whether it's their cash flow or their suppliers or their customers, they want to know that they're dealing with legitimate businesses, and they want to know how to vet, monitor, and verify those businesses in a way that is not easy to do and in many cases impossible to do today. That's one of the things we do at Markaaz. The second thing that we do is that we help them create a durable identity, a secure identity that they can use to verify themselves for whatever service they're trying to access in the market today. And we bring all that together in a very clever, sophisticated dashboard that integrates solutions they're using, as well as the Markaaz solutions that look to streamline what everything they need, frankly, in a way that looks like a command center, a dashboard for how they run their business more effectively, using some powerful AI and natural language capabilities that we've developed in conjunction with our partners.
That's awesome. I love how you're offering some solutions that will actually help small businesses thrive in a challenging economy. So thanks again.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Hany. So Hany, this is a tech platform. We're excited to talk a little bit about tech. You're obviously leveraging some new and emerging technologies in your tech stack. Is there anything you might be able to share with us today?
Yeah, so a couple of interesting things, Brian. First of all, we wanted to make Markaaz as natural a platform as possible. We didn't want people to have to learn a new language or learn to use a new piece of software, a new application. So we spent quite a lot of time leveraging natural language and AI that allows small businesses to ask in plain language for what they need and what they're looking for, and for us to be able to respond, leveraging some very serious technology at the back end to help pull together the responses to the questions that they have. That's one thing that's really important. The second thing is, in terms of the size of this business, you could imagine how quickly this becomes very large in terms of data. And when we think about privacy, and I want to talk about that for a minute, we've provided an environment where all the publicly available data about a small business is accessible to them freely. And secondly, we've provided them an environment where they can keep non-public, secure data and share it completely at their discretion and completely securely for the purposes they need, whether that's applying for a new loan or looking for a new lease or onboarding a new supplier or making innovative payments. So that's two big things. And we've done that, frankly, in a cloud-native serverless environment, leveraging some very sophisticated technology that allows us to scale infinitely, not just domestically, but globally.
That's awesome. I love to hear success stories around leveraging some of the newer technology and, again, that serverless cloud environment where you can pretty much instantly scale. And I've seen some of that in action. So that's awesome. So Hany, can you share something from your career experience that would be helpful for those looking to grow their career in either tech or entrepreneurship?
Yeah. I have two golden rules, Brian, that have always been my mantra. Number one is, as you look at the plethora of problems that are faced in a particular industry, find the one or two largely unaddressed solutions and challenge yourself to figure out if you can be or you can provide the very best solution to those things. So one of the things I did in my past life at MasterCard is we created a platform called Track, now their business payment service. We created that because we found amongst suppliers and buyers two unanswered questions. They're going to sound ridiculous, but they're really clear. Where's my money and where's my stuff? Utterly unaddressed. And so we created Track to address those two challenges. Within Markaaz, we again locked in on those two fundamental problems of being overwhelmed by discrete solutions that don't connect to each other and the need to constantly verify. And we asked ourselves the question, can we be the best in the world at this? And can we create a global solution that addresses this comprehensively in a way that makes life easier for people? So anyone thinking about tech, I'm not a fan of tech for tech's sake as much as I love research in tech. I come from that background. I was developing software to optimize power stations as a young man, and I worked in particle accelerators and digital imaging. But it really does boil down for me to those two things. Can you and do you have the capacity to boil down the problem statements into one or two things? And can you see a clear path of deftly and explicitly addressing them in a way that is unique, that makes it easy, that saves money, and creates real value?
I love that. I think people overcomplicate things when it comes to a problem. So I appreciate the way you break that down so that it is more of a more of a summary of a problem statement versus, hey, where is the problem in this midst of this, 40-page problem that you've, basically written out. So thank you for that. I do appreciate it, Hany. And Hany, it was a pleasure having you on today, and I look forward to speaking with you real soon.
Thank you, Brian. It was my pleasure to be here.
Bye for now.